Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at a really cool modular ecosystem from a company called Rework. This is the Reset system, and it includes a 22-liter Daypack, a couple of tech and EDC pouches, and a laptop case. And I've used a couple of different modular systems in the past, and they always sound great in theory, but they leave a little bit to be desired in practice. It just sometimes feels clunky to combine the accessories. It can be inconvenient to remove and add things, or sometimes the bags or accessories just feel incomplete if they're not used together. But that's what's been really surprising to me about this system, is that each of the items work quite well on their own, but they also combine really nicely together. So I've had a chance to use this over the past couple of weeks, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to test it. I'll show you how I've loaded everything out, walked all the features, and I'll also talk about how this compares to some of the other similar items that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing, as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. To start things off, I want to talk about the modular aspects of the system and how everything combines together. So the flow of this video might feel a little different than my typical style. And so, as I mentioned in the intro, the system includes a backpack, the pouches that you see here attached on the front. You have a smaller one and a larger one, and then there's also a laptop sleeve, which is not currently inside of the backpack. I'll come back to that in a second. And so this is how the bag looks with the pouches attached. So if you wanted to take full advantage of the modular system, you would have the additional pouches on the exterior. And with this aesthetic, I think it looks better than a lot of the other modular bags that I've seen. There's usually just a clunky aspect to it. To me, these blend in pretty well into the exterior of the bag. They do stick out a little bit, but it almost feels like they're a part of the bag versus something that's just kind of attached on after the fact. So I really like that. And because of the style of the pouches, they feel a little bit sleeker, more techy. So the bag ends up reminding me of almost like an air backpack or something like that. And so I think it works quite well. And then the pouches themselves are actually really useful. But before I get into those, I do want to talk about the system that's used for attaching them, because I think that this is really unique and has made it easier to use this than some of the other modular systems that I've had in the past. There's a lot of different systems. Some use magnets, some use clips, some use MOLLE webbing. And so this uses these YKK clips that snap on and off very easily, which I really like, because that makes it super simple to remove them or attach them when I need to. And so the only kind of con that I see with these is they could potentially be easier to release than some people might like, but so far they felt quite sturdy. I haven't noticed any issues with them accidentally falling off. And then to release them, you have to press both sides here, and you can see it detaches quite quickly. And so that is the type of thing that has made me want to actually attach these pouches, use them, versus where I would typically just kind of leave that off and not leverage the system on the whole. So great to see that here with these clips. Each pouch has 4 clips so that you have it properly secured at the top and at the bottom, and it doesn't feel like they're gonna go anywhere. And so I'll go ahead and remove these just so that you can see how quickly the bag can transform into its normal self. If you want to take them off, it comes off very quickly. And these clips, you can take them all the way off, you can leave them attached. Absolutely love how seamlessly they work. And then the other one, I'll go ahead and do the same thing. So you can see, very quick, super simple. And you don't have to attach both pouches, so you could use the bag like this, just have one on the bottom, have more of a typical kind of book bag style look. But if you want to, you can fully remove them, and then here you have the bag itself. And I'm a big fan of the backpack. I really like the slightly tactical vibe that it has. So it's got the rows of webbing along the front, and then beyond that, it has almost a modern techie vibe. So it's a really interesting mixture that I've really enjoyed so far. Very versatile, feels like something that will work well for travel, for going into the outdoors, for taking into the office. And so really big fan of that. The branding is very minimal. You just have the Rework logo here. And as far as the exterior, the fabric is a 1680D ballistic nylon. that feels very rugged, like it's gonna hold up to rougher usage and offer a nice amount of weather resistance. And beyond that, you have very nice aqua guarded YKK zippers all throughout. And continuing along the exterior, this is where I was very impressed with the bag itself. The features that it includes just really check off almost every box that I could think of. You have dual external water bottle pockets, one on each side, and they're able to handle my 26-ounce Yeti Rambler with the expansion that they offer. So good amount of capacity here. And then when they're not in use, the elasticity brings them close to the bag. You also have compression straps with magnetic buckles, so you can pair this with something taller like a tripod. You can hang a jacket. You have one of those on each side. You have strap management, and then you have a really nice handle at the top. You got this seat belt like material. It's cushioned, comfortable, and soft. And you also have a handle on each side with a similar style. And it's also nice how it's kind of, really almost hidden here on the side. So you can reach down, grab it when you need to, but it doesn't ruin the look of the bag. It doesn't stick out too much, and it still offers a good amount of comfort. And then the last thing I'll mention while I'm talking about the exterior is that the bag does manage to stand up pretty well on its own when the weight is evenly distributed. It's got a pretty wide, flat bottom, and so I was able to place this down next to me pretty consistently, especially when it has the pouches attached. Then it really has a nice level of stability, but even on its own, with the way that I have it here, it did a pretty good job of standing up. And then the capacity for this bag is gonna be around 22 liters, which is a really great daily bag size in my opinion. I was able to easily fit all the items that I typically like to carry with me, and it felt like I still had a little bit of leftover space. And I really like that when the bag is more packed out, it still maintained a really streamlined appearance, never looked too bulky or anything like that, which made it great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying onto pretty much any domestic or international airline. Moving into the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. I like how the straps have been implemented here. They have a nice amount of padding that feels really soft and comfortable right out of the box. Reminds me a little bit of Air straps. And on the inside, they have a breathable mesh to help prevent moisture from building up. The straps also have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. And then on the straps, you have a couple of loops that you can use to maybe hang your sunglasses or clip on additional accessories. And then you have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. It's got a magnetic buckle. And this is a system that's always a little bit risky to me. It's very easy to adjust it, but with that comes the potential of losing one or both sides of these if you're not careful. So I haven't had any major issue with this, but it's just something I've experienced with other bags in the past. So I want to keep an eye on that. You do have the ability to hide the straps away. There's a clip on the bottom that you can release, and then a spot here where you could tuck the straps, but you also have the ability to fully remove the straps if you need to, which is something that I haven't really seen in bags before. I never thought that I would need that. And this is an interesting system. It'll take some getting used to. You want to make sure that when the straps are out of the box that this padding is resting correctly on your shoulder so that you can have the proper comfort. And when I first saw this, I was a little bit iffy on how I felt about it, as it seemed unnecessary. But then I thought about a lot of the backpacks that I've had where the bag itself was continuing to do well, but one of the straps ripped and it became a pain to replace the whole bag because of just one strap issue. And so with something like this, you can actually just replace one piece and save the rest of the bag. So pretty cool implementation here. And then as far as the back paneling, this has also felt really comfortable. Definitely the style of back panel that I tend to really like. So it's got the very nice padding on the back here, a little more robust than what's on the straps. You have the same breathable mesh here, and there's a good bit of elevation to create this air channel to provide you with plenty of airflow while you're walking around throughout the day. And then you also have a nice luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. And I really like the orientation here. You get the orientation that allows this to stand upright on your luggage so that you can also easily access your laptop while you're on the go. Jumping into the organizational options, even though this system leverages the modular pouches, the bag itself actually has a really nice variety of pockets. That's again one of the things I love about how everything was done here, is the fact that this backpack works very well on its own, even if you don't want to use any of the accessories. And so you have a larger zippered quick access pocket here on the front. So it's got this admin area. It's going to have some built-in organization, you have a mesh zippered pocket on the flap, really nice kind of elastic mesh here. It's going to be able to handle a variety of different types of items. I have a headlamp in there at the moment, and then it does go down to the bottom here. So it's going to give you the flexibility to store some pouches, a jacket if you're traveling. It actually has a couple of slip pockets here on the front wall that, you know, offer a good bit of capacity. They're also an elastic material. And so in one of them, I have my Tom Bin Ghostwell pouch, and then I have a cable for my USB-C hub, as well as a USB-C cable backup that I have for my laptop and tablet. And on the bottom here is where I have my Alpaca admin pouch, as well as that USB-C hub that is meant to pair with those cables. And as we're taking a look, you can also see the nice contrast lighter lining, so you have plenty of visibility. And then on the back here, you have a couple of slip pockets. These aren't elastic, but they offer a good amount of space. So in one of these, I have my Apple Magic Mouse, then a couple of spots for a pen or a stylus. And then on the other side, I just have the nail clipper set that I typically have with me. And on the back, you have a taller slip pocket, great spot for something like a tablet, a notebook, maybe a magazine or something. So great to have. That's where I've been placing my tablet so that I can get to it easily, but really like the layout here. And then on the back of the bag, you have a dedicated laptop area with a well-protected zipper. And currently I have my 14-inch MacBook Pro in here. I believe you could probably fit a 15 or 16-inch laptop. You do have this zippered pocket at the top, which is great for holding some of, you know, your common tech accessories. I have some AirPods in there. I have a cable to charge my tablet and my phone. And if you have a taller device, it might, you know, start to kind of bump up into anything that you have in this pocket. But for me, with the device that I have, this worked quite well. And good amount of space here. The sleeve itself offers a little bit of padding. It is pulled up off the bottom of the ground, which is great to see. So my device isn't making contact when I place the bag down a little bit harder, and it's easy to get my device in and out. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. This comes up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in there pretty comfortably. And even though I wish this sleeve was maybe a little bit more rigid, with the fact that it's pulled up off the bottom of the ground, feels like my device is going to be well protected while I'm on the go. And then this compartment is also meant to house the modular laptop accessory that I mentioned a little bit earlier. So you can actually, if you want some extra protection, place your laptop into this pouch. This is going to have some padding. This will be able to hold, again, 15, 16-inch laptop, and then you can slide it in here to give yourself that extra bit of peace of mind. It's got a handle that will allow you to pull it up. And I chose not to use this with my laptop because it was starting to feel a little bit tight with everything that I had inside of the bag. So that's something that you'll have to kind of consider, because this now starts to be a little bit tighter, but it can work. It is designed to slide in here if you want to take advantage of this accessory as well. And so I'll circle back around to the laptop sleeve and the other modular accessories towards the end of the video. Before doing so, I want to dive into the main compartment for the backpack. This does have a clamshell style opening, so will provide plenty of visibility to make it easy to grab whatever you need to load out the bag. Always a fan of the clamshell style backpacks, and so the 22 liters of capacity is able to handle a good amount. It works well with my modular setup. So here at the top, I have a packable rain jacket, and then I have the Lockbee pouch that I've been using a lot lately. I have my Beat Studio wireless headphones with their case. I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, 1 liter, and I also have the Civic Access pouch, 2 liters at the bottom. And now you can get a better look at the inside, and you can see on the back you have additional rows of webbing. So if you wanted to clip on the pouches that I had on the exterior, you can do so on the inside too. I don't tend to like to do this that much, just because, you know, I have my typical packing setup and I want to be able to easily take things out, but can definitely see some advantages to configuring the pouches in that manner for certain use cases, particularly the smaller one up here at the top. It might be nice to just have quick grab items here and then opening it up to get to your stuff at the bottom. So really love the flexibility that's provided, and then these just stay out of the way. If you don't want to use them, you can also pair some carabiners onto this webbing. And then with the amount of space that's offered here and the simpler layout, this could work for minimal travel. If I wanted to toss in my packing cube, a dock kit, an extra pair of shoes, I'd definitely be able to use this for a weekend trip. And then on the other side of this main compartment, you have two additional zippered pockets. On the bottom, you have a larger one that's got this mesh material here, so it's gonna be pretty flexible. It'll be able to handle something a little bit bulkier, pouch, chargers, things like that. You can see this pouch fit in there with plenty of leftover space. I typically don't use these pockets as much just because I like all of my accessories to be laying on the back, but great to have it in case you need it. And then you have another zippered pocket above that. This one does not have the mesh, so it's a little more discreet. Still good amount of space here. Plenty of volume for something like my sunglasses with their case, which is what I was using this for. But even with those in there, there was still leftover capacity if I wanted to toss in other chargers, portable battery, portable hard drive, things like that. Plenty of space here, and I like that it's up near the top, so it kind of works as another quick access area. So just really impressive how well the backpack works on its own. If you don't choose to get any of the other modular accessories, this is still one of the best EDC backpacks that I've checked out this year. And then coming back to those accessories, as mentioned earlier, you have the pouches, and then you also have the laptop sleeve. And so the sleeve itself is gonna, provide some extra protection for your laptop. We took a look at this earlier. You can get a better look here. And this has rows of webbing on the exterior, which is meant to allow this to actually pair with the pouches as well. If you want to configure it that way and just have everything as one sort of bundle, you could toss it into this main area, and then when you arrive at your destination, you can just kind of pull everything out together if you don't have the laptop sleeve in that back compartment. And one of the other interesting aspects about these accessories is that they are meant to convert into sling/shoulder bags. So the company offers these straps that pair with attachment points on the back of both the pouches and the laptop sleeve, and will allow you to convert this into a shoulder bag that's really capable. So if you just want to have a very simple laptop sleeve, this is going to offer a luggage pass-through. In addition to the handle, you have a little zippered pocket on the back, a hidden compartment. So if you're wearing this, this will rest up against your body to give you that additional protection for anything more sensitive that you want to store in there. And then you have the loops here that you can pair with that strap and configure it in a few different ways, however it's going to work best for you. And then the pouches have that same ability, right? You can either remove these clips or just close them up. If you keep them on, you can still use the shoulder strap. The attachment points are separate. You're not actually using the webbing. And so these pouches, with the aesthetic that they have, will work well as a sling bag. It kind of reminds me of some of the slings from Alpaca and Air that I featured on the channel. And so the layout of these pouches has been really useful. I actually think that they strike a great balance between offering useful organization that doesn't go overboard. And so starting with this larger pouch, you have a zippered pocket on the exterior, good protection here. I like that it has a little zipper garage, aqua guarding on the main zipper as well. You have the rows of webbing on the back, and the amount of space offered here, easily able to hold a notebook or other larger accessory. I have a flashlight in here. On the inside of this pocket, you have a lanyard with a clip, so it'll be a good spot for your keys, a multi-tool. I actually have a little pen attached there at the moment. And then opening this up, you have the dual zipper pulls, and this has a larger sleeve on the back that's a little bit padded, so this is meant to handle a device of some sort. I currently have my iPad mini. Even with a case, it fits comfortably in here, but Kindles, other branded tablets, or maybe a gaming device should be able to fit in there pretty comfortably. And then you have some space here in the middle for both your chargers, accessories. Here I have my GoPro, as well as a retractable HDMI cable. And then on the other side, you have a couple of slip pockets, perfect for something like a laptop charger. That's what I have here, is the power brick and the cable for my laptop. It was interesting to distribute the items between the backpack and these pouches, because once you combine everything, you really have just a ton of different ways that you can set up your stuff. And so I was almost running out of items to spread into all of the different pockets. And then for the smaller pouch, I actually ended up treating this more like a DOP kit or an EDC pouch. So that's one of the cool things about modularity, is that you can kind of assign a different job for each pouch to have. And so if you're traveling, or if you just want to kind of easily be able to group your items, that's a really cool aspect of this system. This smaller one has, again, the clips, the attachment points, similar layout as far as having a zippered pocket on the front. In this one, I just had a Leatherman multi-tool as well as a Zippo lighter. And you can see good amount of space here if you're using this as a DOP kit for toothbrush, other small items. And then in the main area, Got a pretty wide opening zipper, which is great to see. And I have a deodorant here in the middle, which is a little bit bulkier. You have some bands along one side, which will be great for cables, adapters, or if you're using it as a toiletry bag for liquids. So I have my contact solution there. And then you have a smaller zippered pocket for toiletries that you don't want floating around. I have some floss, a collapsible comb, and on the other side you have some larger, pretty thick, and it just got a nice material here on this slip pocket. So great for, charging accessories, if you're going to use it as a tech kit, or other sort of liquids or toiletries. I currently just have a deck of playing cards, which I like to have with me when I'm traveling, but mainly to show off the space. And so really like the layout on this pouch as well. And then combining the two pouches along with the laptop sleeve, you really just have a very robust system, lots of different ways that you can use it. And as I mentioned in the intro of the video, each of these items on their own can work quite well. So if you just need a tech pouch to pair with a backpack that you already have, especially if it has webbing of some sort so that you can clip it on, either of these will work fine. This is a great laptop sleeve for your devices if you just need something simple, you don't want a whole backpack. And then the backpack itself, which to me is the most impressive aspect of this system, just how well thought out it is. If you didn't get any of the other accessories, this would still be one of the best EDC backpacks that I've had a chance to test out lately. Just really, full featured, an impressive value for the price point that it comes in at. But then the fact that you can combine it with these accessories to give you some additional versatility is just fantastic. And, really have enjoyed using the system as a whole. And because as I've mentioned with other modular systems, the experience has been clunky in the past. It's either difficult or inconvenient to use the accessories, or sometimes the backpack, for example, doesn't work well if you happen to leave some of the pouches off. You'll just have some attachment points that look like they're missing something. There's no functionality there, and so it just ends up feeling a little strange in my opinion, which is not the case here. So, again, just really great job with the overall system, with how well each item performs on its own, and then how it all kind of combines together. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Reset system over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase them individually or as a bundle on the company site. The full bundle is going to come in at around $200, and then you can purchase the backpack for around $120, $130, and then the pouches and accessories are going to be between $30 and $60 respectively. And to me, these feel like pretty reasonable prices considering the features and the build quality that they have to offer, and are also going to compare very well against some of the other similar items in these price ranges. And so as I was testing this out, one of the first companies that came to mind is Air. I absolutely love their bags and pouches. They don't have a modular system in the same way as this one where things hook on to the bag and you can combine them in that manner, but they are designed to work very well together as an ecosystem. So Air has their travel bags and their dop kits and packing cubes, which all work very well together. They have their city pack and other EDC focused bags with tech pouches that are meant to pair nicely with that. They have sling bags, so even though it's not exactly the same, they all work really, really nicely together, and they have a similar aesthetic, build quality. They're maybe a little bit more techy and sleek versus the more tactical vibe that the webbing gives these bags. So if you're looking for something like that with a similar level of build quality, those are going to be some fantastic options to consider. Another company this made me think of is Tom Bin, which has one of the most unique ecosystems of accessories and gear on the market. They have their O-ring system, which is meant to pair with a lot of the pouches and items that they sell. They have clips that allow you to very quickly attach items, and then you can kind of pull them out. They're not going to get lost or forgotten. So I've always thought that that was a really clever, easy to use system. If you've seen many of my videos, you've seen me use pouches like the Handy Little Thing pouch, the Ghost Well pouch, and combine that with some of Tom Bin's bags like the Cynic 30 and the Shadow Guide pocket. So they really have a big variety of different gear that you can pair together. They also have other pouches that don't necessarily clip on, packing cubes, laundry cubes, all sorts of stuff to really just customize a system that's going to work well for the items that you're going to be taking with you, whether you're traveling or just going about your day-to-day. So, the aesthetic on that is going to be a little bit different, a little more old school and functional. But if you like Tom Bin's vibe and you really want something that's going to have a lot of different ways that you can kind of configure your system, that's going to be an excellent option to take a look at. The next company this made me think of is Rework. I, of course, wouldn't be able to talk about modular ecosystems without including some sort of discussion around Molly. Rework, of course, is well known for having a lot of their GR1s and GR2s with the MOLLE webbing on the exterior and on the inside. They have their field pockets, which you can pair with that webbing to securely attach everything so that you can customize the bag, give it some additional organization. You can add waist belts, you can add external water bottle pockets. And you know, I've not been always a huge fan of the MOLLE system. I feel like it can be a little bit cumbersome to get things on and off. It is very secure if you take the time to attach it properly and you're not removing the pouches that regularly. You can also clip things on with carabiners, so you get a lot of functionality and versatility. Nowadays, GoRuck has many of their bags without the webbing, but you still have a great ecosystem of pouches. The field pockets still work great on the inside of the bag. They have packing cubes, their wire dops are some of my favorite flatter pouches, so there's still plenty of variety. And so if you like a more tactical vibe, if you're a fan of GoRuck's aesthetic and you want something that's gonna be really, really durable, then there's gonna be some great options to keep in mind. And then the last company that I'll mention here is Peak Design, which has a really large ecosystem of gear. Whether you're traveling, whether you're going about your day-to-day, for photography, they have just a lot of different stuff to cover all the needs that you might have. Their packing cubes are some of my favorites. They have great tech pouches, and everything is designed to fit well together. It's interesting to see Peak Design's website and discussion of what fits into their bags. They just have great reference points for how, they really design everything to function as a whole. And they also just have really great accessories for clipping things on to the straps of the bag. You can attach your camera. They have the straps that you can remove and configure in a lot of different ways. And so like this system here, it just feels very well thought out, very functional. And of course, Peak Design has some really sleek, well-made bags. They have a wide variety of sizes and styles. And so if you're looking for something that's gonna be camera friendly, that's gonna be durable and give you a little bit more of that modern techie aesthetic, and those are gonna be fantastic options to take a look at. With that being said, the Reset system holds up really well against all those options and has been one of the biggest surprises of the year for me. It's been great to use the backpack on its own and combining it with the accessories that Rework has as part of their ecosystem. I think that they're very well built. The value is really great for the prices that they offer. And if you're looking for, really versatile, comfortable, durable backpack and some great accessories to pair with it, then this system is gonna be awesome to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Reset system and how it compares to some of the other modular gear that's currently on the market. And if there's any similar items that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the items for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.